Welcome everyone. This is Sanika Mate, your friend, your mentor and guide, welcoming everyone to you with the Ashoka form filling. A lot of you students who are aspiring Ashoka, for you guys it will be important. We know it, and that is the reason why we are coming up with the form filling video, ensuring that everything is simplified for you. All right. So, in case if you have not subscribed to our channel, ensure you do, because with this you would also get other form filling videos like Kriya, Flame. I am Bangalore for the new program, which is BSc Eco and Data Science, which will be starting, post Diwali. Ensure you are subscribing. And in case if there are any questions, just comment below. I will ensure I answer everything for you. Okay. So, I hope you all are ready with the information which I will be showing you. Ensure that you're taking a screen capture, making a list of it, because all this thing would help you understand and keep things ready before you start filling the form. Okay. Coming back to the form filling here, Ashoka University form filling, the application started, and for you to ensure, for you to apply, what you will have to do is you will have to go on their website. But before you go on the website, first thing you check is their admission schedule, which is basically their timeline. So as you can see, there are going to be 4 rounds. This time there is a major change which has happened, where the assessment will not be done online. It will be a proctored mode where everyone will be allocated the centers, and you will have to go to the center to take the test. The round one assessment date is on the 7th of December, which is a Sunday, and consecutively everything is falling on the same, Sunday, ensuring that you're able to take that particular assessment date. Ashoka Aptitude Test is mandatory irrespective of you are submitting your SAT or ACT scores. Ensure you check the deadline and ensure you submit the application. One tip, do not be in a hurry with the application. Ashoka application takes time. Don't get overwhelmed with the fact that it's taking time. It is supposed to take time, because every information you are updating in Ashoka application, that's a data point for them, for you, for them to consider your application. So ensure the information is correct, precise, spelling checked, and all the information which you're updating is checked, because it is something, a one time opportunity. Okay, let's look at some important information for the form filling here. Now, Ashoka, whenever you are filling the Ashoka application, ensure that you use your personal ID and don't use anything which is connected with your school. Like even schools have, or colleges would have given you an email address. Don't use that. Ashoka themselves have very categorically informed that use something which is on a personal email ID, a Google Mail, a Hotmail, or something like a Yahoo Mail. But ensure that is something which is personal. Please enter your scores as per your board. So if you are an ICSE student, CBSE student, a state board student, ensure that you are putting your board information correct, your marks information correct. That is something which is extremely important. Okay, moving ahead, when it comes to the admission policy is concerned, I did mention it's a one time opportunity for you all for this particular financial year. So ensure that you are not faltering there. All the information is correct. You are not using any content which is plagiarized, no copying business. Make your application stand out with its unique quality. Okay, and ensure that you're putting your personality there. Submit one application. No duplicate application will be, would be entertained, and they are very particular with their guidelines to ensure you stick to the rules. Don't provide any false information. Again, as I've been repeating, ensure you check all the information. Okay. The other information, which would be your government ID. So any kind of, I'm giving you the government list of government IDs which will be accepted. So ensure that you have all this with you. Normally, I recommend students to create a folder with them with all the documents they would required with their first name. So save the document. This is a tip which I want to give it to everyone. Create a folder on your desktop. Okay, with a laptop or a desktop, just create it on your desktop with a folder where you have your proper passport size photograph. Save it, for example, my name is Sanika, so I will save it Sanika passport size. I will save my 10 standard mark sheet, so I would save it as Sanika 10 standard mark sheet. Save everything with a particular precise, order. Ensure all the document is less than 1 MB, because as and when you will start filling the application form. This is just the first one, right? But as you will start filling the application, you will realize everybody have somewhat a similar kind of a requirement. Okay, your photograph, your government Aadhaar ID, your mark sheets, paper where a signature would be required. Just keep it ready so it is important and it is easier for you as you're filling the form ahead. Okay, ensure in case if you are, they would be, Ashoka is asking the predictive scores. So in case your counselor is giving the predictive score, ensure you have the details of the counselor. If you are self-predicting the scores, ensure you have that ready with you as well. Okay, I think I've covered everything. Most important, which is mentioned here, attachment should not be password protected because it will be difficult for them to view it. So ensure that all the documents which you are uploading are not password protected. Okay, more information on the admission front, any kind of major preferences you are giving. I get a lot of calls while the students are filling the application that, ma'am, preferences. Don't get worried about the preferences. Ashoka as a university allows you to change your preference. It's a preference and not what you are deciding for. So if your preference is, let's say, economics now, and after the foundation course you want to kind of do your major in psychology, they would understand that. Okay, so just update your preference in the order which you feel you are tilting towards the major. Okay, so you can do that. And good part, if a lot of students have not really kind of read through, BSc in management is what Ashoka is now offering. So in case if you feel economics can be a major, economics finance can be a major, BSc in management can also be one of the majors you can opt for. Okay, Ashoka will be looking at your application in whole in a holistic manner. So ensure you update your details thoroughly, correctly. Okay. This is some more important information for you guys. You guys can go through general information. Good part, there is no application fee. Continuing the trend for so many years, Ashoka doesn't charge an application fee here. The application need to be filled in English only. If you have any doubt about the application, you can always email them to their email address, which is mentioned right here. And in case if there are any doubts, they are very proactive and they would be able to get in touch. But in case if it's something you really want an answer, as I mentioned, again I am again repeating, comment in the comment section. We will ensure we get the answer for you. Okay, and the form filling is pretty simple. It's a lengthy one which will take time, but take one step at a day and I'm sure you would reach and you would be able to kind of get it done here. For the Indian residents, Ashoka Aptitude Test is something which is mandatory. And for all the other information, it's all updated here. You can go through it. You can take a screen capture for it. Okay. For any questions, you can just, connect with them. Now, let's look at the important information, taking one step for the application. Now, important documents, okay? So, you will require a photograph up to 1 MB, with JPEG, JPG, and PNG allowed. So, you ensure you save your photograph, a proper passport size photograph with that 1 MB and the formats. This is the list of government ID which will be required, be it an income tax PAN card, valid passport, driving license, voters ID, Aadhaar ID. Select one, ensure that it is saved on your desktop. Okay, for foreign national, driving license or any government issue ID with photograph would be accepted. Okay, looking at the rest, your updated 10th mark sheet, your 11th mark sheet, your 12th predictive scores in case if this college or the school have already provided to you. In case if you don't have that, you can always self-predict it. And moving ahead, you would require the certificate for all the activities, what you would be showing up. It's a certificate, it's a photograph, a folder. If you feel that you don't have a certificate, but you have done a lot of stage shows where there are a lot of videos, create a folder of it and ensure that you are you're updating the link for the same. In case if you have declared in the application form that you have taken your SAT or ACT, the mark sheets for the same would be required. So ensure that is handy with you. If you have the certificate for any kind of mental illness or a physical disability, ensure you have the certificate as well because that would also be required. And most importantly, if you are a domicile of Haryana, they would require the certificate for the same. Okay, so just take a screen capture and ensure everything is, updated if you are declaring it. Now let's start with the application. As you click on the Ashoka link, this is exactly what you would show. A lot of students go with new registrations. What you really need to do is click here. Okay, for UG applicants, this is where you click. Okay, when you do click here, you will be put up on a registration page. Okay, the registration page will ask you all your mandatory information. Once you fill that particular mandatory information, which is somewhat like this, it will ask you a similar detail. Once that is done, they would verify your email address. There will be an email sent to your email address. Once you verify it, you will be taken to the dashboard. Okay, the dashboard would say start your application. Once you start your application, this is the first page, which would also give you the data you have filled in the registration. So here, starting with your dashboard, which will be your basic information, your name, your last name, email address, which board you are from in your 10th standard, then your 12th standard, which city you are from, which country you are from, all the details which will be required here. Once you fill in all the details and you save and continue, we start with your personal information. So the dashboard information and personal information is somewhat the same, and it will kind of, it will kind of show up already there because you have done that while you are filling the registration form. Then it will ask you your personal information, which is your blood group. Ensure you check your blood group in case if you don't know, don't update any wrong information. Your contact details, your email address, your alternate email address. I suggest when it comes to your email address is concerned, use the email address which you are using to register for Ashoka application. But your alternate email address can be either your mama, papa, or guardian who checks the app, the email more frequently. Okay, the contact number, alternate contact number, emergency contact number, ensure the person is available on the phone, so you use that number wisely there. With all the details, that's your personal information. Then we start again with your first name, your middle name, your last name. You select the nationality, your preferred gender nouns, he, she, whatever the gender nouns are. Ensure you select it correctly. Your date of birth, your category, whatever category you are updating, ensure that is supported with a proper document. And your photograph. This is what I was talking about. The photograph would be required, a proper photograph, not a selfie. Okay. Government approved Aadhaar card or a PAN card or the list of documents we have seen, in the last slide. Ensure everything is uploaded with a domicile. In case if you're a domicile of Haryana, then you click here. Okay. Moving ahead again with as you just scroll down, there will be another section which will be talking about the correspondence communication. So if they want to kind of communicate to you, there will be a correspondence address which will be asked to you. You need to update the address correctly. In case if there is a different permanent address, then you will have to select this particular option of yes or no and accordingly update your permanent address. Okay. The next section is about your information on the parent or the guardian front. So whoever the guardian is you are mentioning, you would require a details of that particular guardian. So you would require their first name, their last name, the date of birth, how that particular guardian, if it's a mom, dad, you need to ensure that you select the relationship there. If it's a guardian, you also need to ensure you select the correct relationship there. Okay, the details of the guardian. Now with Ashoka would require their highest level of education with their employment category, but they also ask a little write-up on further details about the occupation, about the guardian. So in case if your dad is working, ensure that you take 100 word write up from your dad or your mom or your guardian, understanding what exactly their job role is and what exactly it involves. Okay, and how in what capacity they are working in their respective business or or job. Okay, same thing which will be for the second guardian. For a lot of you it will be mom, dad. For others, whatever the guardian details are, you will have to mention. Ensure that you're updating their education details as well correctly after checking it with them. Okay, again they're asking for the second guardian. Now sibling details, in case if you have any siblings, you can say yes, it will ask you the details. And in case if there is any sibling who have done their education from Ashoka, it will ask the details here itself, so you will have to update it accordingly. Okay, Moving ahead, now your academic. So now we are done with your personal details, your parents' details, and this is the third section we are looking, which is the academic details. And now we are looking at the 10th education details. Okay. So here they would first ask your 10th board. They would ask you if you are a mathematics student. Okay, now this is something specifically for students. If it is a mathematic, yes. If you are a student who have opted for maths in 10th standard, select the section as yes, country, union territory, and which year you completed your 10th standard. Okay, post that it will ask you for your mark sheet. So as we discussed, 10th mark sheet is important. A proper authorized mark sheet, upload it here. The formats are JPEG, JPG, and PNG. PDF are allowed. Okay. Next, we are talking about the 11th standard. So with 11th standard, whichever board you are, you would select the board, you would select the name of the board, country, union territory, which city the school was located in, which school you attended, and the year of completion, which year you completed your 11th standard. Post that, it would ask you the subjects you opted for in your 11th standard. Ensure you update all the subjects. And again, English plus 4 is what you will have to consider as an aggregate. For CBSE, for State Board, and for ICSE, it is English which will be the first. Post will be the rest of the 4 subjects you would want to highlight there, the marks you obtained, and it will be out of what you have scored. The information will go accordingly. Okay. Then we will upload our 11th standard mark sheet. And now we will be talking about the 12th standard. A lot of you guys, when it comes to the 12th standard, that's when the panic sinks in, because a lot of colleges don't offer predictive scores, which is fine. You can self-predict it. But one thing you will have to keep in mind, don't go over the board. Be practical. If you are scoring in your pre-boards, in your prelims, if you're scoring, let's say, 80s, in your board you will not reach 95 unless you are really putting an effort. That's a different thing, but be practical of what exactly numbers you would be able to achieve. Okay, and accordingly self predict your scores. So with your 12th standard, again the same format. They would ask you your class board, they would ask you the name of the board, country, which year you would be completing. For a lot of you it will be 2026 when you would be completing your 12th. And then it would ask you about, again, the mandatory subjects. English, the first subject in the table below. So you will start with English plus the 4 subjects. Okay, you update the details here. And 12th mark sheet, if there is a predictive score available given by the college or school, update it here. If not, there are sections given to you, yes or no. As you select the radio button, it will change and it will allow you to upload it. Mention your school counselor's name, where the school counselor can get in touch with Ashoka and send your predictive scores to them. The last particular section here, which is mentioning, use this space to list academic information, basically any activity which you have done, which is academic, where you have got your reward, recognition, achievement, where you are putting your efforts, activities, extracurricular activities apart from academics. Mention it here. It's 100 words which has been given to you, so precisely ensure that you are listing everything apart from the 3 which you want to highlight, which we will see in the next slide. Okay, so indicative mathematics, once you are updating your academic information, which we talk about the extracurricular, it will ask you again, if you please indicate if you have studied maths in 11th and 12th. Accordingly you select yes or no. Why? Because a lot of subjects in Ashoka would require mathematics, and if that's how you would ideally be will be considered. Standardized test, in case if you have given your SAT or ACT, planning to give your CUET, this is where you will have to declare. If you're giving your SAT scores, ensure that you're updating the details here. If you are giving your ACT scores, all the details to be updated, whether it is best combined marks, evidence-based reading and writing, whatever mark sheet information you have, you will have to upload it in this, with ensuring that you upload the mark sheet as well. Okay, this is for your ACT. In case if nothing is applicable for you, you can just check mark it, and it will kind of close, the pop-up would close and nothing would be applicable. Just in case if you want to apply for CUET, mention it here. Okay, Click here if it's not applicable. Same thing is available for SAT and ACT scores. Okay. Moving to the, in case if you're going for even JEE, they are asking for it. If you are planning to take it up, you can select yes or no accordingly. Okay. This is for your standardized test. Same information. Now, non-academic engagement. Now, for all the students, this is something which is very important because this is where you highlight your profile. Ensure that you select your 3 activities very categorically. Ensure that you are highlighting, in case if you are doing any activity where you have reached an international level, national level, district level, you highlight that. If there is any other activity where you have given tenure, for example, you're doing Kathak for 7 years, Bharatnatyam for 7 years, doing swimming for 12 years, or whatever it is, ensure these kind of activities are being highlighted. Okay. And in case if you want to ensure that you don't have a certificate, create a folder which has your photographs, your videos, which you can highlight it there. You can just connect your that folder, which again ensure that is viewed by everyone. Okay. And then you would be able to link it here. Okay, so you will get 3 activities which you would be able to highlight: the name of the activity, when you started that activity, till when you are doing it. So if you're still continuing it, the common sense is that you select the date when you're filling the form. Okay, and you mention, because they are giving you 100-worder space where you will be able to update. See this particular space here. You briefly explain what exactly the activity you are doing, how that particular activity has helped you, and what skills it has developed in you. Okay, and how you think it will help you further. Okay, so 3 activities, 3 different information what you will have to update. Ensure grammatically correct. Okay, and ensure that you update it in the right manner. So this will be your non-academic activities and engagement, 3 activities, remember that. Okay, post this. For the students who are avid book readers, this is the space. Showcase the books which you are reading. The name of the author is what they are asking for. You can select more than 3. There is a button there which just says more. You can list down the books and the name of the authors there. However, there is a space provided for you where you can give one book a recommendation, and they want to know why are you recommending the book. Okay, so ensure that you're using this. And for students who are not an avid reader, please ensure that whichever book you have last read, you are mentioning it. Be truthful, do not bluff. If you're not an avid reader, you're not an avid reader. Accepting it would make sense. Even one book, if you can mention it, but be true to yourself. Okay. Personal essay. Now, this is where a lot of you might get stuck. It is okay. This time the prompt is fantastic. It is asking you, about what has really what has driven you up till now to reach, to the fact that why you're choosing a particular degree or a major. Okay, 4 to 500 is the limit. Ensure that you're writing it. Do not get confused while writing it. Do not copy it, even if the urge is very high. Do not go and pick it up from any website. This is a place where you can highlight your personality. Do it accordingly. And in case if you need any support, you can connect with IMS for the same. Okay. We don't write it for you very clearly, but we will definitely be able to help you out with it. Okay. That's for the personal essay. Once you update your essay here, there could be a little difference in terms of the words which you see on the Word document or Grammarly vis-a-vis the Ashoka website. Ensure the word limit is correct. Okay, at times after pasting you realize that, oh, it's the rest of the last line is not being pasted. So just be careful with that. Letter of recommendation. Now again, I have been repeating this again for all my students here. Letter of recommendation doesn't mean Ashoka is asking a letter, from the person or the recommendee. This is a place, if you, again, it is optional. If you are looking at a letter of recommendation, if you want somebody to recommend you, which would add value, just say yes. Once you click yes on it, it would ask you about the person's details. For example, the name of the recommendee, to what capacity he is connected with you, which organization the recommendee is connected, his mobile number, his email address, and how long you know the recommendee. All that details need to be updated and then submit. This would trigger an email to the recommendee, and the recommendee will have to fill in the link. There will be some content which will be sent, some prompts which will be sent to the person. They will have to update, and that's how the letter of recommendation will reach Ashoka. All right. So ensure that you follow this. Don't ask for any letterhead from any of your recommendee, because that will not be accepted by Ashoka. Okay. Moving to the survey section, they are asking if you have attended the YSP at the Young Scholarship Program, if you have attended Ashoka Horizon, have you applied for Ashoka before? If it is applicable, just select the right, radio button of yes or no. Okay. Post that, it is again more about Ashoka, survey. So whatever is applicable for you, whether it is in any kind of disciplinary action or anything, just ensure that you update it correctly. Okay. Then the course preference, again, as I have mentioned, I'm repeating it again. It's a preference and not really the thing which you are finalizing with Ashoka. Ensure that you select the preference one, which is the most preferred one. So if it is economics and finance as the major interdisciplinary which you want to go for, then economics, you can go with business relation, or you can go with BSc management, whatever you are tilting towards. Okay. And then we talk about support at Ashoka. A lot of you who are looking at support, I know a lot of students who are not really good with spoken English, or if you feel that you require something with cognitive, or you have a learning disability, a kind of a mental health, everything need to be highlighted there with a proper letter which need to be submitted, and as I mentioned at the start of the video. So ensure everything is updated here. Ashoka is renowned, very, very well renowned for having a student centricity there. And this is something which they really pick it up. Okay, so ensure that you're highlighting it. Okay, post that, you will have more relevant details. So in case if you're highlighting anything, they would want to know more details about it. So ensure that you're updating the details. 50 word, 100 word is what would be required. Ensure it is to the point and grammatically correct. Okay. With that, we reach to the last section where they are again asking, in case if you are looking at, and then the details which we were talking about. The Ashoka Aptitude Test, they have mentioned that the Ashoka Aptitude Test, when it is to be, written. So Ashoka Aptitude Test would have the 90 minutes paper. It would have a 30 minutes on the spot essay, and then the 90 minutes paper. So it's going to be 120 minutes paper. You will have to select the city, the preferred city. You would be taking the test on the 7th of December, or, whatever the dates you're picking up. So if you're filling the application by the 30th of, 26th of November, very well that you're taking a 7th of December admission, the test date. Select the preferred city. Once you select the preferred city, you will be coming to the last page, which asks for your declaration, where you're declaring that, you are in agreement, you are giving all your details which are correct, you're giving them the declaration, and you are submitting the application. Okay, that's how the Ashoka application would look like. Take your time, take one step at a time. If you need any support, you can get in touch with us. We will put the details on the comment section. All the best. Do well. Stay focused. Bye-bye.